Hi, welcome to my channel. This is the official third video on YouTube, and this could also go as the second one if I don't try and don't post the second video. I'm so happy to be doing this. I never saw myself doing this. This was not planned. Okay, today we're going to be talking about emotions and art. How many of you actually make art and also feel through the process? So before we get deeper into art and emotions, I first want to build up a little bit of comfort for the next 5 minutes, because I don't think jumping straight into the video will make you or me comfortable. And let's talk about emotions. Okay. What has emotion been, and what has it been for you in your life? For me, emotions have been something that I've basically struggled with. I'm not a very emotional person, because if you look at my astrological chart, I am made up of more fire signs than water signs. But despite of which, because of my sun being in Scorpio, I'm a Scorpio sun, and my South Node in Pisces, I'm a very emotional person. I was probably an emotional person in a past life and in present life. Also, disclaimer, I'll be talking a lot about astrology in my videos. So if you're not at par with what I'm going to be talking about, prep yourself. Yeah. So, as a Scorpio, I have always seen emotions as something that I'm really building my own comfort with, The last 6 years, I have felt emotions in a range that I've never probably in my life. I often put my work out there with a lot of emotions and a lot of feeling and with a lot of perspective. So I think me saying that I'm not a very emotional person, I don't feel a lot, will not sound quite right and quite good. It will sound a little bit odd. Are you like saying this? Are you saying this? Because people don't expect this coming from me. People expect me to be more emotionally intelligent. I have seen so many people who come up to me and be like, "Oh yeah, you're so wise and intelligent." I'm like, you can see it. I'm glad you can see it, but there are many people who don't see that about me, and some people are just surprised to see that I have so much of depthness to offer. It's funny that as Scorpions, we are so much in not our water energy in comparison to most of our fellow water signs. We are the least emotional people, I'd say, in astrology, in the zodiac. We are like, emotions mixed with fire. So there's a lot of fire and water, which makes a Scorpio. Emotions, as we were talking about, are something that I've still been getting a lot of hold on. I don't certainly feel that emotions are something that you can just be like, oh, I know how I feel, I know where I'm going, I know where it's taking me. Even today, to be honest, I have my journal on the side when I'm writing or when I'm um, making anything, I have a journal with me because I'm a very emotional person. And suddenly, I have these weird emotions coming in, and I need to pour it down. I've had, I think I've finished 20 to 30 of these journals or more. Big journals, guys. This is like a thick journal. In the last 6 to 7 years, I've been emotional about everything. And okay, I will not deny it. I was going through a difficult time of my life, so it was important for me to feel through the process. I was awakening, I was getting more spiritual, more aware, and it was very important for me to be at par with my nature, myself, get clear. And it was also about letting go of a lot of things that are not in resonance with me in my life. It was about becoming more and more clear, more and more correct, more and more, what do I say? I think a lot of purge. I'm so grateful for my emotional journey because I would be uploading another video where I would be showing a lot of my healing artworks and the artworks that I made in the last 6, 5, 7 years. And yeah, like I would be sharing my healing journey and all about that. A bit of it, but more of my artworks. But yeah, emotions have played an integral part, and I think we all know we are emotional beings, and emotions are a very important part of us and something that we cannot deny or separate ourselves with. We cannot say that I don't feel emotions, I don't care, it doesn't matter to me, I'm better off away from these things. All these things matter, all our emotions matter. And yeah, like this time of my life has has made me so humble, so grounded as a person, a better individual, compassionate, more understanding, more caring, more forgiving, many matters, on many topics that is not easy to forgive, to be honest. But yeah, like just be more emotionally empathetic and understanding. Look, I'm not a perfect person, so I know I still might have imperfections, I still might have issues, I still might have something that about me is not perfectly aligning. But I just want to say overall in general, this time of my life has really made me emotionally intelligent. And it's not the kind of intelligence that you get by reading, by educating yourself, by doing any meditations or anything. It's the kind of knowledge that you get by just spending time with yourself and your feelings. Obviously, there is an upside and a downside of something. Emotions can sometimes be very spiraling, and you don't quite understand, but you can get into more of the space of feeling, not doing anything, and it sort of feels like, is it even ending? Because we're just not used to feeling so much. We're just used to be so practical, so logic about everything. I think I've spent so much of my time when I grew up. I became so logical and so practical about everything. It was not about this is good, this is bad, this is happening. I never had the time to reflect on my past. I never had the time to reflect on what happened, what went away, who did that. I never reflected, and I sort of collected a lot of gunk. I wouldn't deny, but a lot of gunk in my body, in my life, in my mind, in myself against people, and these were a lot of issues and doubts, and I probably needed a lot of time to surface them, to talk about them to myself, to clarify that to myself. And I'm so grateful I did that. I'm so grateful that I let myself feel. It's just like, is it a birthright of a human being to feel emotions? Is it because I'm a woman, so we feel a lot? Is it? I don't know. I don't know what is the reason that I was becoming hyper emotionally aware. I've got to know a little bit about this, so you can research. But in human design, it's said that an emotional center is getting activated of all of us. So we have, anxiety, emotional issues, depression, all these things coming up because we were not aware about these things earlier, and like the last generation did not know about this, or they were not hyper focused on these things. Like these things were not even an issue, but for our generation, it's a thing. Like emotions have been they've been the story for me. And as much as I avoid feeling emotions, I'm like ditch them. I don't try to learn them. I don't try to see them. They have so much learning, so much of lesson, so many things that get clear by just feeling through things. I'm not just talking about, oh, I'm thinking, or I'm not talking about blaming anybody. I'm not talking about going and saying something to somebody, or I'm not talking about taking any action. I'm just talking about you in your space with your journal, feeling through all of it. So if you feel hate, if you feel anger, if you feel any emotion, doing all the emotional work, pillow screaming, like saying things. I do a lot of mirror work. I have a mirror in my room, and so that is great. I also did few tools and like followed few teachers, spiritual teachers who really helped me on the journey. But yeah, like emotions are a part of us, and as much as we want to deny it, we cannot deny it at this point. It is essential. We are feeling beings, and we will be feeling more and more in the coming days. Coming to emotions and art, which is my next topic. Okay, emotions and art. I think as we are evolving emotionally, our expression is going to change so much. We're going to be creating from our hearts and not from our minds. We're going to be creating something which is not just beautiful or pretty, but it's impactful and it's deep and it's meaningful. And this is literally the transit that I'm going through in my life currently. I recently launched, it's been not recent, it's been 4 months to it. I launched an art collection in the month of April, and they were about swans and birds, and they were about flowers. These were all the things that I was feeling at that point, all the things that probably I have felt in all these years. I'm in a Venus Mahadasha, if you know what Mahadasha. So, a lot of astrological references in this video. But as someone with Venus placements, you have a lot of feminine energies. You are more you're really inclined towards learning and art and music and culture, and this is what the last 15 years of my life have been, and I have 4 years left for it to end. It's almost of 20 years or 19 to 20 years. So yeah, like probably it was like, okay, that was what my journey has been about. That is what the last few years and last few times have been about. And I mean, it was whatever I made was. I think at that point I could not make sense of it, but now when I look back, I think it was just expressing how I felt in all these years about like a very romantic expression. Like I feel like calling it a very romantic collection. It was so much full of love and so much like this dating energy, but it's a story of swans and birds, and it's celebrating motherhood. There are little children of swans. I link down my art collections that you can go and see, and if you want to buy, you can buy them. But yeah, that was my last collection, and that is what it was about. I also show some pictures here. in the next slides. So basically, this was my last collection about, and it's been 4 months to that. It's September, and I have been planning to create, landscapes and thunderstorms and seas and this and that, but I've not basically been able to land up on a topic in which I'm more drawn to, because I'm realizing I'm changing as a person. I mean, how do I explain that? I am no more the person that I was in all this time, and I'm becoming deeper and more emotional, more aware, and I'm trying to really take all the learnings that I've had in the last 6 years exclusively about my emotions. I mean, as I said, I showed my artworks and they were all about emotional healing and all that. I want to take those learnings into this new phase of my life. I'm in a Leo progression right now. I was in a moon progression, in a Cancer progression at that point. So it was all about emotions and emotional work and healing and inner work and a lot of me, my story. Whereas Leo, it's the fire energy. It's about sharing your work. It's very creative. I have not educated much myself with it, but I do know it's like a transition that has happened, and I think I'm halfway into the progression, so it's been 1.5 years. Yeah, like that progression taught me a lot of things, and now that I'm into my new phase of my life, I'm carrying forward all of those learnings and those lessons, those beautiful lessons that I got by creating, by making, my baking, by cooking, by meditations, a lot of meditations, a lot of chanting, all the spiritual work in the world, a lot of self work, a lot of inner healing work. I'm carrying all of that with myself into my next phase, and I wouldn't say necessarily enjoyed because it was a difficult time, but okay, fine. I passed through it. I passed it. Okay. But yeah, like I came out of it. Okay, basically I came out of it, and that's an important thing. And as I said, I want to bring in the lessons and the learnings that I've had into my new phase. Okay, so there's this art which is beautiful and pretty, and there's this art which is emotional, and bringing those two together is something that I'm really aiming for in my next phase. I want to carry forward both of these aspects, and I feel I really would like to connect with people who bring these two aspects together, because that would give me an expansion, that would give me something to look forward to, because I really am somebody who's a sucker for all these things. Like, I want to know what brings these two things together, and this is honestly for me, creation is when you can bring your emotional, your present self, your past self, all of that into a piece of form. Like, making art is not a big deal, but making meaningful art, making art which has emotions and which is also honoring your truth, your present, your past truth, it is honoring all of you, is also important. So I'm in this transit time, and I'm really trying to figure out my next moves. I had a great time painting and working on my last collection, and I'm really thinking that what I can look forward to coming next. I would also like to share one of my paintings that I painted this right just a few days back, and it's this beautiful blue water, and I was feeling this at that point, so I made this. I showed you. So this has waves. If you see, there's a lot of wave, and there's wave and mountain. I don't know, I started painting certain clouds, certain things. I really love this. It's one of my best creations so far. Yep, isn't that cool? I really like this, and I'm so glad I painted this. It made me feel like I was going through a storm inside me, and when I painted this, I realized you can't run away from yourself. Wherever you go, you run into yourself. This was basically like what I was feeling when I was making this, like, you can push away, you can not try to face and confront your emotions and feelings, but yeah, if you're a creator, if you paint, or if you know how to write, whatever your skills or whatever you like doing, sometimes just doing that helps you navigate one of the most difficult emotions in comparison to you know not doing it. It was so funny that I was feeling so much emotions, and when I opened my painting and I just started to paint, and I don't know, they went through. I just alchemize them, or whatever you want to call it. They just like, they got an expression, they got a medium. So I think your creations really help you navigate um, your emotions. Hmm? So I'm quite glad that I painted this, and I also painted one more, which is this one. So this is like a storm that I was feeling. I know this doesn't quite look like a storm at this point. This was a storm that I was feeling, and okay, if you compare this painting with this painting, which calmed me the most? You're right, this one. And you know why? I'll tell you. When I painted this painting, I realized that you don't need to do. This was the first time actually I did not use black in my paintings. I think I used a little bit of it and I did not like it a lot. I kind of wanted to avoid it, but when I painted this, I realized that you don't need to do something big, paint on a big canvas, do something destructive to show that you are a feeling based person. You don't need to break something, you don't need to do big things to show your emotion. You can do a small painting in your notebook, and damn, that can be the most healing thing you do today. I have no words. I mean, it's strange. Like I have shown this sketchbook earlier in my video, and you have seen almost all of them, so I won't show it again. So when I look at this work, it really makes me feel that how can I bring this into my main work? And I want to bring in more feeling based creations. That's what basically I'm talking about. I have another artwork to show to you. Which is not feeling based, but I'm sorry. Yeah, another artwork to show which is not feeling based. So I was feeling a lot of pain that day, and I decided to paint a swan. And I've been wanting to paint swans from a very long time. She's beautiful. I really like her. It's a she or a he, I'm not still sure about it, but I kind of felt or was feeling the emotions, and it helped. It helped that this painting did the job well. This painting showed what I could not show. This painting expressed what I could not express. She's so beautiful. So I was going through a very emotional time and I had no words to express myself, but my one painting did the job that most of my paintings could not. I'm quite happy. As you can see, there was so much blue in my paintings. I'm also wearing blue. I think blue is the official color of grief and pain and sadness. And I just want to tell you that if you are feeling grief and sadness and pain, you can help your way out of it with making some art. So, good art, bad art. Oh, we have. I know it. I know it. Horrible art. Okay, so, right, my first trial with this medium. It's okay. The point is that you feel these things. The point is that blue, embracing your emotions is so important when you are making something. Emotions allow us to feel through the process and share our creations. And when you go creating your collections or creating your work or just creating in general, you'll come across a lot of problems, a lot of issues, a lot of things. Using art as a medium to feel, using art as a medium to express yourself. This is actually the best example of it. Earlier I used to use pens and colors and sketch pens for this, but I've started to use more of paint medium. And I'm quite glad, like, I get to create. Oh, I'm sorry. I get to create, I get to share so many of my creations that I wouldn't normally do if I was making, say, anything else, like, I'm quite happy, I'm quite glad that my paintings have started to reflect a little bit of blueness, a little bit of presence, a little bit of resonance with how I'm feeling. And emotions and your artwork is one of the most beautiful combinations that you can bring together, because they will honor your feelings, they will honor the waterness within you, and they will help you navigate a difficult time or a good time or bad time, wherever you're passing. Emotions are a very important part of us, and we cannot separate ourselves from it with the human design gates and all the things that I've talked about earlier. Our emotions are quite active and they are a part of us, and it's time we don't neglect them, we don't deny them, we give them the space. They are taking space anyway. Allowing ourselves to use our creative self to express ourselves will help us channel the emotions into something beautiful, meaningful, or just a little piece of art. A day makes the day better for you, and also for the people around you, because then you will be happier, so you can make people around you happier, so like that way. No environmental pollution, sorry. Yeah, like, emotions are, allowing yourself to feel is the biggest favor that you can do to the world. Allowing yourself to feel and share from that space is also relevant and important. And when you bring art and emotions together, they're gonna bring the most beautiful combination on earth. I feel one of the most beautiful creations which have the combinations of both, and they touch your heart, because then you can feel what the other person is feeling. You know what the creative felt when they were making art. So if you are an emotional person, chances are you are also a very creative person. You have a lot of beautiful energy to create dance, music, art, craft, write, poetry, paint, sketch, doodle, whatever you want to do, you do. If you are an emotional person, allowing yourself these mediums to express yourself will help you navigate the intensity that you feel, navigate the emotional highs, and make them manageable with your day-to-day life. Like, I know I was feeling so emotional, and one of the things that helped me was just making a doodle a day. Like doodle at times. I mean, I know I was not doing doodle a day, but as much as possible, I tried to doodle and try to make art, and I swear my mood was better. I was a good human being. The world was less polluted. Everybody in my home was happy. My sister was happy. My mom was happy. My dad was happy. Everybody around me felt happy because I was happy. So your emotions are your responsibility. As much we can feel bad, we can blame other people, we can blame them, that or she, whatever. Your emotions are at the end of the day your responsibility. And if you're feeling intense, if you're feeling panic, if you're feeling anxiety, don't deny it. Honor those emotions and translate them into meaningful, beautiful creations. Go for a walk, create anything, do anything. Just don't sit with that energy. I would say even pillow scream, scratch, get a scratch pad for yourself and scratch, kick the pillow, but don't create. I would say necessarily, you can kick pillows and you can get angry and you can pillow scream and cry, but at the end of the day, I swear art helped me heal, but all these things could not. And it's so strange because nobody talks about how relevant creations are in your healing journey. So you are on a healing journey, great, but do you know what you're navigating? And do you know that you can seal that healing journey with a piece of artwork? Strange, boom. Who thought about that? Nobody. So most of the creative people, most of us navigating emotional issues are highly intelligent people, highly creative people, and we can literally change our world with the emotions. Wherever you are in the space of your life, wherever you are, if even making like a little piece of artwork helps you, that's great. Wait, I'll show you one little artwork that I have. See, I have this small paper. I recently got a very small paper for myself, but little pieces of art, just little pieces of art. Small works also matter, Creating small artworks also is beautiful. Like this took like 10 minutes or 15 minutes, but it just, I don't know, I felt better. And you know what made me feel even better was making this, because I was not trying to, this made me feel better. I was not trying to make a perfect leaf, I was not trying to make a perfect flower, shading, ingredient. I was not trying to learn anything. I took paint brushes, I took a paper, and I just started making and mixing. I'll show you my palette. I just started mixing things, This is my palette, and this is just leftover paint from this painting. This one was planned, but it did not express me that better as much as this unplanned creation did. And it helped me express myself in ways nothing actually could. I know I will not be selling this work. Okay, I know people won't buy this. I know this. I know people would buy this, could buy this, but not this. And I'm not selling this. You know why? Because it's for me. This is for my expression. This is so that I can express myself. This is my creative journey. And if I just refer to the last video, and you'll see so many creations that I made, they were all emotional expressions. There was those lot of feelings and emotions, but I gave them a little artwork in the end. And I swear it saved me things that I could not solve with my mind. I swear, many times your emotional journey can get mind looped, and you feel like you're in a rat race, and you're just running and running and running and running. You don't get anywhere. But when I started to make art, it sort of sealed what I was feeling, and then I could move forward to the next step. Creativity is an important part of your healing journey wherever you are, and it's going to help you navigate things, navigating complicated emotions that we feel in this time, depression, anxiety, name it, dark thoughts, just darkness, a lot of darkness present on this earth that we're trying to navigate. Save yourself and create something today. Seriously, your emotions will thank you. That's it. Also, if you are a pottery, if you like clay, just make something or an air dry clay for yourself and make little, just anything. Like, have fun. Make art, have fun. Like, I know it feels bad. Many people say like, oh, you're making dalgona coffee in the middle of a pandemic. Yeah, dude, because it's difficult. It's difficult to navigate what we were going through, and I know why people are making coffee. I was making art. I was distracting myself because I could, I know what people are going through is very difficult, but for me, it was even more difficult. I could not handle it. It was so difficult to watch people also. Like, it was a very difficult time. I had to soothe myself. I cannot soothe others if I don't soothe myself. Like, I need to be taking care of myself. So it's okay when you are feeling emotional, complicated and dark and horrible, go and paint. Go and just take your brush, take a notebook and start painting. So you want to use art as a medium, you can use art. You can use clay, you can use a lot of things, colors, crayons, anything. So yeah, life is difficult. Make art today is one of the best advice that I can give to you. So go make art and allow yourself to navigate these difficult, dense emotions into something productive and creative. I love talking about this. This is one of the best videos. I think this is my third video, I know, but I feel so good talking about this, and I feel even making YouTube video is a creation in itself, and just being able to share that how important it is to feel. In the entire video, talk about how it's important to feel, how we are feeling, how we've been activated, how generation feels a lot, how we all are emotionally activated, and how it is important to release your emotions and also create something for yourself. Don't share it with the world, keep it for yourself, don't give it away. If you want, you can show it to somebody. If you want, you can keep it for yourself. It is important to know that you are making this painting for yourself, for just the fact that you're painting, and you're allowing yourself to step out of this difficult emotion for some time and give it like a practical form, like you're giving form to your emotions instead of keeping it inside you. And that is one of the most beautiful things that you can do for yourself. Yeah, with that I end my video today. I think we chatted a lot about art in healing and how impactful it can be. So I hope you use these steps for your creative journey, and you can let me know in the comments how you feel about this topic. Are you also going through something like that in your life, or are you beginning your art journey? Yeah, so I'll be here for the next video, and I'll see you around. I love this video, to be honest, I really did. Bye, see you, and thank you for watching me. Do subscribe to my channel because I'm going to be sharing a lot of truthful things here, being the Scorpio that I am, yeah, so see you around. Bye.